Hello everyone, and specifically those who are members of the Unseen Cult. Welcome to a new Dauntless video. So we have done it. Finally. The best time of year. And the best time of year for in-game content in Dauntless is here. The Dark Harvest. Today we're not going to talk about that big update that's coming. We're not going to talk about builds. We're not going to talk about lore, because I have an enormous inventory which I do recommend you check out, but that's for another time. Today we're going to explore all aspects of this event. So as far as I'm aware, there's no new content or any new additions of any kind in comparison to the Dark Harvest the last year or the year before. As is to be expected with this big content drought we've had and the build up to the big 2.0 update. However, despite this, there's still so much content, so much to unlock and so much enjoyment to be had for new and veteran players. A hidden quest board in Ramsgate which allows you to unlock Rumours with Dark Harvest transmogs available. We have Honest Ozzy's pop-up shop which has a huge Dark Harvest hall where you can spend harvest tokens. We have the secret language of the Unseen which, if translated and completed, allows you to unlock a hunt pass. We have the gifts from the Unseen which are hidden throughout Ramsgate, and most importantly we have that incredibly difficult Dark Harvest crown which you can unlock only at this time of year. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so a little bit of a background. The Dark Harvest began way back in 2017, so we are now on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th Dark Harvest event since Dauntless launched. The basic description of this event, which launches around Halloween time, is that the Unseen Cult, the shadowy group which deal in the dark arts, become more powerful and emerge from their hiding places in the shadows. Rumours swirl as enigmatic unseen communications begin appearing in Ramsgate, offering clues as to their latest schemes. Dark Harvest event not only impacts Ramsgate in terms of its themes, its soundtrack and how it's decorated, but the wider Shattered Isles as well. And although it began fairly simple back in 2017, over the years until about 2021-2022 it grew and expanded into the big event we now know it as today, boasting dozens and dozens of rumours, quests, transmogs, lore expansions and even a translatable language of the Unseen Cult. Although we have seen for the last 2 or so years that the content added to this event has become quite repetitive. There's not really been much added in terms of new content to this event, much like Dauntless itself, which has gone through a huge content drought for the last year or two. However, I will be interested to see after the 2.0 update where they promise new ongoing content if they will add content to these events such as the Dark Harvest. Okay, so with so much to do, where do we start? Well, I would say the unseen gifts which are hidden throughout Ramsgate would be ideal. So we're now going to dive into the specific locations of these unseen gifts which are hidden throughout Ramsgate. I'm aware there's many YouTube videos and Reddit posts out there which share exactly that, however I have never shared them before, so that's what we're going to do. So each gift contains a lore description and will unlock a rumour. The first gift is located in the tunnels underneath the entrance to Ramsgate. You'll find the second gift on top of Gregario Flynn's enormous shop. It can be a little bit tricky getting up here, but that's where you're going to find it. Watch your step, it's a long way down. The third gift you'll find is in the mining caves behind Zelia Farslayer's treehouse. Hopefully there's not a cave in, you don't want to be trapped in here. The fourth gift you'll find round the back and on top of the Broken Blade Tavern in the centre of town. The other 2 gifts you'll find at either side of Strega's alchemy shop. One to the right, next to a cauldron, and one to the left, tucked away next to the stairs. So why are we looking for these gifts other than the spooky lore descriptions? Well, each of these gifts will allow you to unlock a Dark Harvest related rumour. And to locate and begin these rumours, you're going to have to find the hidden quest board, which is located behind Dr. Priani's house. Now here in a dark corner of Ramsgate, hidden amongst the clutter left by the Unseen Cult, you'll find this hidden quest board. On this quest board you'll originally find the generic Dark Harvest quests which allow you to unlock some pretty cool transmogs and other items. However, having found the unseen gifts earlier, you're going to unlock these more intricate quests which are hidden behind the unseen language and make absolutely no sense at first glance. Again, on Reddit and YouTube you'll find other players who've completely translated these quests which will make it easier for you to complete them. However, I'll provide a link to the original unseen language translator if you want to try and translate it for yourself. You'll find it in the description below. Because I'm a historian and I enjoy translating languages, even made up languages for video game worlds, let's provide a really brief example. With use of the online translator we can work out what this little objective prompt is right here. The first sign matches up with F, the second one with A, and then we have C, and then E, T, then H, then E, and then we have D, and then A, and R, and finally K. all coming together to read out Face the Dark. Not an exact description of how to complete this rumour, but it does provide a riddle, and there's more information here you can read up on. I really enjoy working these kind of things out by myself, but for those of you that want to skip right past that, I'll leave another link in the description where it provides a complete breakdown of all the translations and exactly what to do. After completion of the translation, you might still find it difficult because these are riddles and don't give you specific details on how to complete them. But on completion, you're going to unlock new transmogs, emotes, and most importantly that unseen hunt pass if you want to look as cool as this. Okay, so moving on, we have Honest Aussie's pop-up shop. Here you'll spend the Dark Harvest coins that you acquire throughout this event. There's all sorts of weapons transmogs, flares, gliders, and curiosities, which are another one of the highlights of the Dark Harvest event. So how do we acquire these Dark Harvest coins? Well, you quite simply have to break parts of behemoths. Non-Umbral behemoths will give you 2 coins for every part you break. For Umbral behemoths, you'll get 4 for every part that you break on a behemoth. You'll also find these effigies spread throughout the Hunting Ground Islands. Once destroyed, you'll either be given a trick or a treat. A trick will be an Umbral orb which could damage your health, but a treat might be those Dark Harvest coins or a Dark Harvest curiosity. Other methods of gathering these coins include completing the Dark Harvest Rumours, which we talked about earlier, and completing the questline that Honest Oz will have for you himself if you haven't completed in a Dark Harvest event in the years prior. As I've stated, all the rumours, all the quests, all the unlockables that you can get from Honest Oz's shop seem to return every single year, so don't be put off if you can't collect everything this Dark Harvest. A lot of these items are really expensive in terms of the Dark Harvest tokens, so it's going to be an almost impossible grind if you want to get every item. I would focus on the items you want to get first. Get those this Dark Harvest, there's going to be years after this. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the Dark Harvest Hunt event, the Unseen Summons and the Unseen Summons Nevermore. Now this is where a lot of players are going to spend a lot of time during this event, especially with that Nevermore Hunt event. So to provide a brief background, the Unseen Summons. The Unseen have unleashed a shroud upon a nearby isle near Ramsgate, infusing the behemoth with etheric power with their mysterious umbral braziers. Every brazier that is alight increases the shroud's damage and improves its defense, but also increases your reward. When the shroud is defeated, if all 8 braziers ignite, the unseen ritual will be complete and the shroud will overwhelm your party. Your mission is to defeat the shroud while preventing umbral braziers from being lit by the unseen. For the much harder Nevermore hunt, it's the exact same thing but with a bloodshot shroud. And that's all well and good, you'll get rewards such as harvest coins, and it shouldn't be too much of a challenge for more veteran players. However, it's the hidden achievements that drive people back here. So to gain these hidden rewards, the challenge is you have to kill the shroud or the bloodshot shroud with 7 of the 8 braziers lit. Now this seems fairly simple, however it's an enormous challenge which many people struggle with year after year. I found it to be quite a challenge, but not too much, killing the shroud with 7 of the 8 braziers lit, but with the bloodshot shroud it took me time after time after time to get it. The reward you get for killing the shroud with 7 of the 8 braziers lit is the title, however it's that bloodshot shroud you want to get because that's where you get that unseen crown, which from my perspective, my opinion, is that it's one of the greatest challenges there is in Dauntless. Timing it almost to the exact second that you kill that bloodshot shroud as 7 of the 8 braziers lit is a very difficult thing to do because sometimes you kill it too early, other times you kill it too late. It is an enormous challenge which has caused a lot of players a lot of frustration. There's been some fairly hilarious conversations in the chat boxes with people getting so frustrated because people are doing the wrong things at the wrong time. There was even some conspiracies the last 2 years that it was actually impossible and the game had glitched and there was no way to actually achieve the Dark Harvest crown. However, I did it was enormously rewarding, and I'm going to share some of the tips into how I achieved that. So there's many players out there that claim that they find it easier doing it by themselves, however I feel that you need 3 or 4 players to achieve this. Working as a group of 4 and pre-planning in the chat prior to the hunt, if you're working with strangers, to assign one of the players designated to focus on the braziers. The other 3 players focus consistently on DPS, on the bloodshot shroud. Not breaking this system seems to be the best way to do it, however you've got to be careful because for the player who's focusing on the braziers, you shouldn't be extinguishing them all at once, all too quickly. Each brazier relights after a certain amount of time, and it varies depending on the brazier how much time that is. If you extinguish them all at the same time, then it's very likely that they're all going to relight at the same time, and that's what catches you out quite a lot. Leave a few seconds before extinguishing each brazier. For the majority of this hunt, you want to keep the amount of braziers lit as low as possible to allow for as much damage as possible. When you believe the Bloodshot Shroud is on very low health, allow the amount of braziers to rise to 5, 6, 7, and then hit that Bloodshot Shroud with as high amount of damage as possible, killing it, hopefully landing on 7 out of 8 braziers lit. That is how I unlocked the Dark Harvest crown. I tried that technique many times, trial and error, different teams, different random people online. Eventually I just so happened to be paired with a very good team and we managed to do it, and it's one of my greatest gaming achievements. So, we've talked about dark cults, we've talked about secret languages and how to translate them, we've talked about hidden gifts that are spread throughout Ramsgate, rumours, quests, Honest Aussie's store, the harvest coins and how to unlock them, and a very difficult but very rewarding event hunt. And I believe it's now time for me to stop talking about this event and to now go and enjoy it. Because it truly is, in my opinion and many others, the best time of year in Dauntless. We've done a lot of waiting and we've talked a lot on this channel about the big update coming to Dauntless in the very near future. However, for now, it's time to put all that aside and enjoy Dauntless as it is during the Dark Harvest event. So I hope you all have a very good Dark Harvest and a very good Halloween.